Come to Remora TC to trade like a shark and not get eaten by one. Let's school together to protect and grow our money. Hi everyone, welcome back. It is July 29th. The last time I did a video was July 4th, so quite some time ago, and it was due to the World Cup and a little bit of travel for personal reasons that I haven't been able to make any videos. I did put out a couple posts about my predictions for triple Qs, and I'm trying to remember, it was at Northrop Grumman as well. But that was kind of a quick snippet for you instead of a longer format video. So today I'm going to get back into it, and if you watch till the end, there is a new ticker that I believe is a good option for going long. So let's start off with the 3 long trades which I've been talking about for over a month now. Let's start with Whirlpool. July 4th was the last video. The 4th would have been in between these 2 candles. The main point is, at that time, I was still bullish on Whirlpool. Hence, I left the annotations up here going long. You can see that there is this buildup of bullish momentum here. And with the more recent price action in this zone here, this is really just sideways action. You can see price just moving sideways, okay? With this low here, you can see that it is higher over here. Hence, I'm going to extend this line to show even longer that essentially all of April, May, June, and July, all of this is bullish momentum, okay? So with that, no change in my annotation. I think if you could take a long, continue to take the long above this 42, this 42.30, because that's where support will be. And you can see that the gap fill is the first target. Now it's the first target, okay? Just slide this over. But really no change in the overall direction of Whirlpool. It is to the upside. The last time I drew the 200-day, I just kind of freehand drew it, and you can see that the 200-day continued downward. Let's delete this one for now. Where is it going to be next? I think it's going to level off more and then continue to move upward, okay? So really, no change in the overall direction for Whirlpool. If you can get along, especially above this 42, then do so, because all indications is it's going up. I am long this ticker myself. Over to Nike. July 4th would have put us, let's see here, July 4th, so the weekend. All right, so July 4th was these candles here, okay? And on that day, I said likely price would bounce sideways and then attempt to push up above this red trend line. You can see that price has continued to bounce around under it, okay? But overall, there is no change in the momentum. The momentum remains to the upside. So I'm not changing my tune. I'm long Nike myself. So for now, let's delete this just so that cleans up the chart a little bit. Delete this guy. And then support remains above this red line. It'll go like that. Let's clean up the 200-day a little bit. 200-day, let's kind of extend it like that. The gap fill is the first target. Okay, no change there. Oops, let me move this back. Didn't mean to move it. Okay, there is no change in the first target. It is the gap fill. Let's slide this over. So wherever price pushes up, yep, gap fill. There will be some resistance at the upper edge of the gap, but really the target is the gap fill, okay? All right, so that could be a 20% move for you. That would be a nice trade. Okay, so that's a good long trade. Over to the Northrop. Northrop bounced around. So let's zoom in to explain what happened. Okay. I put all indications here that there is accumulation by the whales. And indeed, the momentum down here showed it. Okay, you can see the momentum rising even though price was going down. And then you could see that on the 4th, let's see, so around this zone, this time frame, I said, yep, no change in momentum, it is to the upside. And then you could see over the next week and a half, a little bit of selling, okay, here, and then this bigger gap down. And the gap down was meant to get those who are long to be scared and to sell their position. Because once they started to sell, more accumulation took place. So on that day, the candle movement from where it opened down here to the top of the day, that's a big move. Oh, let me keep going. It goes up a little bit more, like that. It's about 7% swing in a day. Okay, and that would have gotten some buyers to offload their position. And look at the volume here. Okay, so now where are we? We've since re-emerged above the gap fill, the gap zone. Okay, we're up here, and I think it's no change in the direction. There is no momentum change to the downside. Nothing like that at all here. It's just price action to get people to offload their shares. So if you're long Northrop, I'd stay long. This is could be about, let's see, from where we are now up to the purple line up here. That's about 12%. And then there is, further possibility to fill the gap up here. So yeah, it's just up. Northrop is moving upwards. So good for you if you're in it. On the triple Qs, this one's playing out pretty much as I had predicted all the way back here. The bait here, the sharks began to sell, the momentum change here, and I drew this isosceles triangle, which is a flag, and I talked about, hey, wherever it broke, wherever the flag breaks, it'll likely come back down to test this trend line support down here. So right now it's just playing out. I mean, the July 4th was, let's see, okay, it was thereabouts here, 2nd and 6th. The 6th is here. So I published this on the 4th. So I said, hey, no change in the direction other than it's downward. And indeed, it is doing that. So from where this was here to where we are now, it's about 8.5% move. Okay. And there's further selling, so it's not done. This 200-day, I need to redraw it. It's a little flatter, in fact. It's like flattening out. So it's like that. And then, yeah, just don't buy triple Qs right now because the price movement is to the downside. There may be a bounce here. Let's just annotate it. There may be a small bounce off the 200-day. It always happens. People want to buy the dip, do all that stuff. It's fine. It'll bounce, and then further selling. Okay, down to this trendline support. All right, that's triple Qs. Microsoft, same boat, because Microsoft is a big part of triple Qs. All my annotations were to the downside. You can see that all this momentum built up here. Put the shark up here. Right now, price is moving sideways on July 4th, which is thereabouts, right here. I talked about resistance here, okay, and you can see that, yep, price is doing that. Resistance, resistance, resistance. It'll get rejected. I'll just slide this over. It'll get rejected, and then further low prices for Microsoft. Don't go long, okay? Definitely don't go long. If you took the entry here, good for you. Took the entry here. I mean, you made a little bit of money from a percentage standpoint. From here up to here, it's about 12, 13%. Good for you. And then take your profit. Okay. That's Microsoft. This gap fill down here is a magnet. I've been talking about it for months. I've been talking about it for months. Okay. So there's a big magnet. Price will come down there. Just not right away, but it will. Let's go over to GDX, the safe haven play for when tech is selling off and stuff like that. Well, it's behaving just like tech, okay? All my predictions were to the downside. You can see here, here's the flag. I said it'll come down to this support here, and it's almost there. Now, what I do see is I do see some bullishness coming in. So somebody should have commented to say, hey, there's some bullish divergence appearing. And in fact, it's pretty extensive. So let's look at this. So bullish divergence started here in March, and now it is the last data point is here, mid-July. That's a lot of bullishness, okay? I'm going to put the whale annotation here. I think it's about time. I did that to inform folks that there's some accumulation coming, okay? And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because this is a juicy entry. So I talked about how this trend line down here would be a good entry, hence I put the green here. Will it even reach it? Okay, I think it will. I think it will. It'll bounce around a little bit more and come down here and hit it. But let's say, what if you take an early entry? What are you leaving on the table? Okay, so it's significant. I would wait. Let's wait a little bit. Take your entry, allow price to come down, right? Come down to about, I don't know, 70. So let price come down to about 70. Take an entry. Now, where is the long play to? I'm going to switch this around because it's not much more room to go down, okay? You've already seen the historical info. I've already told you that it's going to come down to this green zone as an entry. So where is the upside? I think the upside would be this gap fill. I'm going to put it into play here, okay? And who knows? They may even attempt to push it up here. So from, let's say here, 70, let's go to about 70 up to gap entry. That's could be a 25% move for you, for us. So I'm going to keep watching this one myself. I might take an entry long. Okay, so this one, GDX, might be a good long entry. I'm going to annotate it here, make this green. And there you go, okay? So that is GDX. Yeah, it looks fairly good for a long entry. I'm going to put this guy over here. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to put a second one because I have that much conviction that this is going to be a good long entry. Now, they might dip it because that's what they do. They manipulate. They might push it down to this support here around 65. Let's see, from 70 to 65 is, all right, let's say it's 6-7% down. So the more you can wait for price to come to this green support, the better. Yeah, that would be a beautiful entry. So take it at the green support if you can. Okay, I'll slide this over. If you can get as close to that as you can, that would be beautiful. I would be happy for you and for me because I'm going to go long on this one myself. I need to find the right entry. Let's go over to the next one. The next one is Bitcoin. All right. So you can see all this downward movement here. I predicted the 58, and sure enough, it came down to it opened at 58,541. Okay, so came down to all the way to about 57.7. All right, so that was a perfect prediction on my part. In fact, it was from November. So go back to my November videos. Okay, I talked about it coming down to 58. I almost got to it here in February, and I said, no, don't get too hasty to go long because 58 is still in play. Price moved all the way up, and I said it's coming down to 58, hit 58. Okay, so no more gloating. So where's it going to go next? So there is bullishness here. I think it's played out here. Let's clean this up a little bit because I did make another further prediction to say, if it breaks underneath this 58, it's going to go to 42. So, and that was a prediction I made, mid-May. So let's see where things are now. Let's not gloat. So you've got the bullish momentum, hence I put the whale here. And now it's playing out. The question is there a change in momentum? So that price will continue to push downward. There is not. Okay, I'm going to re-annotate this a little bit. Let's go like this. There is no, there you go. I'm just cleaning this up a little bit because I have more data on the screen. Okay. So at this moment, this whale is playing out here, but it is still within this wedge. I think price will bounce around here for a bit more. Okay, there's going to be more movement around here. Let's just keep annotating this. It's going to bounce around. And I think it will break to the downside. Even though I said there is a whale here to get us to move up. It's moving up, but I'm very skeptical. It's going to come up to the 200-day. Let's clean up the 200-day real quick. So the 200-day now is, okay, so let's say it's like that. Then I think what's going to happen is the 200-day is going to pose the upper edge here, maybe this zone here. This will all be resistance. Let's make it red. So that'll be resistance. And the 200-day will be resistance as well. So let's say this is resistance as well. Okay. I still think this is going to be a downward move. Okay, so it's not done. It's going to retest 58 again. All right, so right now, my call for you is a no trade. This is a no trade zone. You're just kind of bouncing around sideways. This flag is not a sharp flag upward. And if you go to the weekly, I haven't looked at this yet. The weekly here, if we kept this as a flag here, let's just make a quick flag just to annotate it. So if we go like this, and I'm going to make it thicker, let's make it a 4, let's make it a thick black one there, okay? And wherever price breaks, let's say price breaks at the end of this flag here. Let's say it breaks here, okay? Look at that, all right? So I'm skeptical about the long play. At the moment, this is not a short play either. It's a no play. Just wait. Let it play out. But I think it's going to play out to the downside. Okay? And retest 58 once more. And then with the further 42 as the next likely target after it bounces around a bit more. Okay. Let's go to American Express. This one was a good trade from a long standpoint. If you followed the trade from back here, I said bullish momentum came in with the target being gap entry. Now June 4th would have been, July 4th would have been, okay, thereabouts. So here's the Monday, okay, which is the 6th. So I posted the video over the weekend, not knowing what Monday would do. And I said that the likely action would be to retest the gap entry. You can see that price gapped down on the Wednesday, but price resumed its upward movement, okay? And it never quite reached the gap entry and began the sell-off, okay? The sell-off is interesting though. It's interesting from the standpoint of this indecision candle, okay? The way the indecision candle works is buyers and sellers aren't sure what to do, so they fought. And then by the end of the day, they pretty much opened and closed it at the same spot. Okay, you can see it there. And then the next couple of days was some accumulation. So what you should be asking me is it still a long play? Because if you had taken your entry long down here, where I said it would have been a nice entry, let's say you took it down here, not a perfect entry, and you got to almost a gap fill, that would have been, let's see, almost, it could have been a 20% trade for you, right? 20-25% trade, depending on where you took your entry and where you got out. But now, down here, it's not a good entry. You're in this middle zone, okay? I'm gonna extend this short-term support line real quick. So what do I see? I am looking at some momentum change right here. Switch over to this right there. You can see it, momentum change. Is it significant enough? Well, I think it's significant enough to test this support, which it did. Oops, it's hard to draw these lines here cleanly. So I'm going to try it again. There you go. So it tested support, okay, you can see that. And it did so on the indecision candle. Okay, so the indecision candle confirmed that this is support. I think price will continue to come down, hit support again. Hit support again, it'll bounce. But because of this momentum change, I'm going to put the shark in. So the long play is out. We're not in the long play anymore. So if you had enjoyed the long play here, from back this spot all the way up, that would have been about a 20-25% move for you. I'm happy for you. I wasn't in the trade. Because I've already explained to you about financials, how my personal history with financial stocks, I do better on the short side. So, all right, so this, leave this here. Right now, it's a momentum change. I'll put the shark in, just to be clear. Momentum change, put the shark here. And they're selling it. Okay, they're gonna sell it. At the moment, it's not a long play. With this support line here, I'm not gonna encourage you to go long either, or short either way. Let's just wait to see how it plays out. Right now, it's a no trade for this financial ticker. Over to Exxon Mobil. This is, all right, so this trade, this price movement has been extra volatile. Okay, let's look at this, extra volatile. My overall prediction was that it was, and the question is it still to the downside? Okay, all of this was me informing you of the momentum change to the short side. Price came back, retested here. I've already talked about this, but I'm just reviewing it, not just for you, but for me. It got rejected here. And then when price came over here in this middle zone, I said, well, you're kind of in between the resistance above and the support below. So really, it's not a good trade in the middle here. Okay. And then I attempted to draw this flag here. So let's look where July 4th was. July 4th is, okay, July 4th is about here. Okay. So I freehand drew this flag, and you can see the price moved up quite, I don't know. I wouldn't say that the momentum was aggressive. It's just the price movement was aggressive, okay, the manipulation. So they pushed it up here. Okay, so the question is it going to reach the lower edge of this trendline resistance? I don't think so. So I'm going to put this here. There's resistance. I don't think it'll reach it. There's already what looks like to me some momentum change to the downside. So this move here is really, yeah, it's not a significant change. I'm going to draw another line here. Okay, make it black. And I'm doing this because I see this as a line of resistance, okay? You could call it a triangle unto itself. Actually, let me get rid of this triangle here because it's confusing, even for me. All right. And I think price will fail underneath this, so it'll break down, okay? So no real change in the overall move for Exxon Mobil. This is very much sideways action. Now, look at this zone here. I'm going to draw a different color box here, just to help you appreciate my point. I'll make it orange. Okay, so this zone here that I'm drawing here in orange, look at that. So all the price action in the orange, right? It's just sideways movement. Okay, yes, it dipped under here. Yes, it's poked its head over here, but this is all really sideways movement. There, it did push above here, yes, but then that was a bait. And my point is, between here, the bottom and top of this, it's only like a 10% range, 11% range. It's just moving sideways. So for me, this is not a change in the main momentum change, which is here. It may come up to this point here, hit it as resistance, but I really do feel this is not the time to go long Exxon Mobil. Wait for it to come up close to this line up here, and then you can go take the trade with the sharks to the downside. Okay, I think it may reach up here and create a momentum change to the downside some more. Okay, so yeah, that's that one. And then the last ticker of the day, the new one, which I feel is a good long trade setting up, is Proctor Gamble. Let's take a look at this one. I've reviewed this one before. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit because it's kind of a little bit messy. And so give me a second here. I reviewed it before. My prediction from before didn't quite play out. Okay, that was back in early part of the year. But with a little bit more info now, I think we can still use some of my prior annotations to help us make this trade. All right, the key point is all this is price action moving downward, and you can see the momentum has changed to the upside. Okay, so that's pretty obvious. It's quite obvious. At the same time, actually, let me just put a whale here just to make all of you super clear, all of us super clear. I'll even add a third one. Okay. So a lot of whales here. Okay, I'm trying to be very clear that this is a good setup. You can also see that all this sideways movement up here. Okay, so let's do that again. All this in orange, this is all sideways movement. Okay, just to get people to get out of their shares, get people to panic. This is all sideways movement. And when price dipped down below here, which was it today? Oh yeah, so it's today. So they had earnings today. And what they did was they gapped it down and got people really nervous and then drove price up throughout the day. So they got people to drop their shares, sell their shares so that they can accumulate with, not crazy volume, 14 million. But comparatively, it's the greenest volume candle out of all of these. Look at this. Okay, so I'll zoom in a little bit. This little green candle is higher, okay, than any of the other green candles, save for these red candles. Okay, so it's almost as tall as these red candles, and it's by far the greenest one all the way across. All right, so what does that mean? This is accumulation. And what we'll see is over the next few days, there will be more accumulation across all of this. So I'm going to annotate this as this is beautiful support. This is all beautiful support. Let's make it green. And then the accumulation will continue. You can get an entry. I'm going to get an entry for myself, in fact, anywhere along here. That's beautiful. So the question is, how far can we go? All right, so let's zoom out. Let's look at it from a weekly standpoint real quick. So weekly standpoint, all right. I see this line here as a target for one. Let's just extend that. and then zoom out. All right, so one target is that line. That line is about what percentage from where we are here to the line? Okay, so not huge, but 8%. That's the first target. Let's zoom out some more. Yeah, so really, it's just slow accumulation. I think we may even get up to 175 eventually, okay, based on this accumulation here. All right, I mean, there was accumulation here. There's all this momentum change, okay, and on the weekly chart, weekly chart shows momentum change all across here. So yeah, I'm going to annotate it. And this is a long trade. First target here is this. A further target from after it comes above here is 175. Okay. And will it get up here? We'll have to see. We'll have to see what it does at 175. Okay, so this is definitely a long trade. All right. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Click the notification bell. Make sure you select the click the bell and select to be notified of new videos. Share my video with your friends and family. And let me know in the comments what you want me to review or if you have questions. And then, as always, good luck with your trades.